Hello friends, this is Amol Khedkar and today I'll be discussing about the topic that you see on your screen which says hoard cash and avoid stock markets as a crash is imminent by Saxo Bank. Before we get started, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel so that you can get daily updates about interesting financial news in the global markets. And let's get started. Uh, so this is an article from Al Arabia, okay, and it quotes the CIO, Chief Investment Officer of Saxo Bank, which is a Danish investment bank from Denmark. Okay, so what it starts to say is that investors should not be fooled by the recent buoyancy of stock markets and should immediately move their money into cash and ultra safe bonds, a leading global banker warned. So as you all know, stock markets are plummeting like anything. Okay, recently there was a small amount of gains in the market, but that is just so volatile that people are not buying these gains, because unless and until a vaccine comes along, people will just not be not be able to trust the gains that are happening in the worldwide stock markets. So the global economy is forecast to go into the biggest recession in nearly a century, with no firm predictions of a recovery, while governments have responded with unprecedented way of printing money and stimulus spending. As I have said in my previous videos, printing money is going to destroy the world economy. Okay, and this is exactly what this guy is trying to say. Okay, because he is saying that printing money and stimulating the markets or the companies is not going to solve any problems. That's just what he goes on to say. Look at this. This is the ending of Rome. Okay, this is the time. This is the time where the Romans started to dilute the amount of silver that was in the coins. Imagine what this person is saying. Okay, that he is comparing this with the ending of Rome, and how at that time people were diluting the amount of silver that was in the coins, so that they can get access to a safe haven, which was silver at that time. This is said by Steen Jacobsen, who is the CIO for Danish investment bank Saxo Bank, and he just goes on to compare it with Roman Empire. I'll not go deep into it. Then he compares it with 2008 2009 crisis. Then he starts pointing out what exactly FTSE 100 index looked like, which is the London index. Okay, and also the S&P 500 index. So this is something interesting. So I'll just try reading this. So top investors he knows are selling their stocks and putting money in one of the world's safest investments, which is the T-bills, US Treasury bills. Okay, to be honest, the Federal Reserve is literally printing money so drastically that me personally will not have any money in the T bills, because the T bills or the US Treasury bills are considered as the most safe investment in the entire world. Okay, because they are directly issued by the US Treasury, and US dollar is the reserve currency in the world. That's why they are considered the safest investment in the entire world. But to be honest, if you ask me, I will not be investing into US Treasury bills, because what I have been seeing, the actions that I'm seeing from Federal Reserve, the Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell, he had said he had come to a morning show. Can you imagine this? This guy literally came to an MSNBC morning show, and he said that we will do everything we can to prop up the world economy. Okay, sorry. So this is what they are dealing with over here. I mean, they are literally saying that they have everything on their plate, and they will make sure that the US economy will just be on its feet one day or the other. Okay, the really smart guys I know went to T-bills, and like very early in the crisis. Okay, and just bought a huge amount. But the thing is that what he goes on to say is that desperate cash was very much part of the first 3 weeks of the crisis. Some investors have FOMO, fear of missing out, more than anything. But it's not the smart money that are chasing this. This is not chased by people who understand the world, in my opinion. Okay, So he is saying that people are trying to buy the dip, like when the stock market is down, people just try to buy it. But he says that this is not the right idea. Okay, most investors need to notice that this crisis is unlike any other, he added. Okay, the oil prices are negative, then he goes on to say that. Then I think I have to make people aware that this is not good. I can't sit here and say, like some are, that this is the best ever and we are having new highs in the stock market. Even if we have more new highs in the stock market, I couldn't give a hoot because society is falling apart around me. Okay, this is the CIO of a Danish investment bank, uh, which is Saxo Bank, and this is an article from Al Arabia. So, just imagine this, that people are saying this out loud, that they are just not buying the recent high in the stock market because things are really not that good as of now. So this is a very interesting thing that he talks about, the fantasy island. Jacobson compares Wall Street to a fantasy island, often free from the issues of the main street. If you know how these two things work, Wall Street is the stock market and Main Street is the actual business that goes along in New York. Okay, so what he says is that um, he compares Wall Street to a fantasy island, and this disconnect, okay, between Wall Street and Main Street is already in the process of coming to an end, as the Main Street issues will be too great for the island to ignore. Okay, what that means is that the Main Street will have like a day of reckoning to the Wall Street one day or the other. Very, very soon, there will be a bridge built on a permanent connection between the real economy and the island. So, people have pointed this out long, and many, many times, that the stock market and economy are two different things. But to be honest, if you ask me, do you really think that is something that is a viable option, right? Because I mean, who exactly participates in the stock market? Which are the companies that participate in the stock market that are in the US economy? If you just think about the US economy, then S&P 500 index is the 500 most, like the companies that have the largest capitalization, they are in S&P 500. And where are those companies? In the US, right? If you look at India in Sensex terms, right? Sensex has 30 most companies that have the most market capitalization, but all these companies are in India, right? There are big giants like Reliance, ITC. In the US, here you have big giants like Apple, Microsoft. So there should be a very, very deep connect between Wall Street and Main Street. Okay, but to be honest, what has happened is that Wall Street has always tried to be a fantasy island, and that is exactly what this guy is trying to point out here. And the day of reckoning will come where Main Street and Wall Street will have to connect. Okay, that's just my opinion. Okay, so the Federal Reserve are supporting what goes on, keeping the party on the island going. So this is a very good analogy, because this guy is saying that the party on the Wall Street is aided by Federal Reserve, because Federal Reserve is literally just printing money, and they are making sure that the Wall Street just sustains somehow. But they are trying to keep the party going on Wall Street, but this cannot go on for too long. Okay, everything comes to an end. Okay, and the party is not going to last for too long. But the real economy ultimately will have to be connected, because the island still needs water and food that is only grown on the mainland, by which I mean essentially credit and the consumer demand. This is a very, very good analogy that this guy brings about, and that is one of the reasons why I wanted to share my opinions about this article. That what he's saying is that the island still needs water and food that is supplied by the mainland. So mainland is the Main Street. Okay, and what is that food and water? It is credit and consumer demand. Okay, so those two things have to come to the Wall Street if for the Wall Street to go up. So this is really very important, because many times people have have this misconception that Wall Street and economy are two different things. But to be honest, in my opinion, Wall Street should definitely just reflect what happens in the economy. Otherwise, you are, as I've said, you are just inflating the balloon with fake air, and you are, trying to portray that the Wall Street is going up. But if you look at it very carefully, it's just being propped up. Okay, there are two ways of upping the Wall Street indices. One is by actual economic growth, and another is by literally printing money from thin air. Fed is doing that right now. Central banks all over the world are trying to do that right now. They're just printing money out of thin air, and that's why the stock market is going up. Otherwise, you tell me, okay, the entire world is locked down right now. Why the hell is the stock market trying to even go up? Okay, so stock market should not go up, because at least it should be stable, or it should go down. Okay, but why is it going up? That's a very important question. Okay, why is it going up? Because people know that the Fed or the central banks are just going to bail the industry out, bail the stock market industry out when the push comes the shove. Okay, so that's why they are just they are just propping up the stock market, and that is a fake prop up. Okay, that's just what I want to let you know, that this is not real. That's why people are not buying this gains in the stock market, because this is not based on a fixed asset. This is not backed up by a fixed asset. If you look at my previous videos, I talk about the exact same things. Okay, the economy will be destroyed if all the central banks just keep on printing money as if there's no tomorrow. I will just go through the last paragraph. I have been speaking to very smart investors in the Middle East, including investors who are all the way up to the top. They are all very nervous. It's the worst I've ever seen. This is worse than 2008. They are all numb from not knowing what to do next, he concluded. Okay, so many people are not understanding how exactly deep this recession or depression is, because when you try to make sure that the stock market just remains afloat by printing money. Okay, that goes on to say that how severe this crisis is. Okay, imagine this. Okay, quantitative easing, which is just a fancy term for the Fed printing money, started after the 2008 financial crisis. Before that, the Fed had never heard of printing money to prop up the stock market. Okay, never before that. So just now, just after 2008, the Fed started doing these QE things, and then there were multiple versions of QE. Okay, QE1, QE2, QE3, QE4. Now they have unlimited QE. Okay, just imagine this. Now they are just saying that they will do whatever they can. Just look at the statement from Jerome Powell on MSNBC. That guy literally came to the morning show of MSNBC, and he said that we will do everything on our plate to prop up the US economy and keep it afloat. Okay, these are the exact words of that guy. But as I said, like, this is not going to end well. Right now, the US debt is literally $24 trillion. Okay, $24 trillion. The US debt to GDP ratio is going to explode after just a few years. Okay, so just after this crisis, even in Canada, even in US, and even in most of the developed world, the debt to GDP ratio is just going to skyrocket after this crisis ends, because right now they are just trying to prop up the economy with fake bills, with fake currency. Okay, that's just what is happening right now. So I completely agree with what this Danish guy is saying, the chief investment officer of the Danish bank, of the Saxo Bank. And I really hope that the world really learns a lesson, at least this time, because it's high time that we understand that printing money is not going to save us. Okay, and the huge amount of debt that has been accumulated in most of the developed worlds, because all these companies, all these countries work on credit. Okay, they just take huge amounts of credit, and they pay one credit card bill with another credit card bill. Okay, so to be honest, if you have 5 credit cards and you are just paying one credit card bill with another credit card bill, that is not a good sign. Okay, just forget about everything else. That's just not a good sign. Like, just logically speaking, that is going to not end well. Okay, that's exactly what most of the governments are doing right now. So if you didn't understand a few economic terms or the financial terms that I just outlined in this article, please don't forget to ask me in the comments. And if you like this video, please do like and subscribe. And sorry for the hiccups that I was getting in between, because I'm really sorry about that. But other than that, try to subscribe and share this video, so that people can get an idea of how exactly the world economy works. Thank you. Have a good day. Bye.